Hey, what is up guys? Guitar Rock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust video. And someone just recruited a Marmonair. A Marmonair. Look at that, I fuse a Sabrina. That's me. That's me right there. Alright, so in this video, you sir, whatever your name is, I mean you're sort of new. You're in Silver League, so I assume you're new. So it's okay, don't worry about it, just play the game how you want to. But for most of you watching this video, if you're not new, you're veteran players, you have been playing for a while, for a couple months now. Alright, so I'm going to tell you a couple of things that you need to take note of in a nutshell. Alright, so let's just try and jump into, let's see, we're going to jump into the recruit, jump into the legendary section. Basically just the Octos, and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of advice. Alright, so right now with the plus 15 mercenary, you guys probably have seen Cecilia, probably have seen Michaela plus 15, and you might have or might not have seen Barbara plus 15. So she's apparently the least favorite amongst the all three. I'm not including Astrid or Alice. Okay, so those are we're not going to mention them at all, because not many people have Alice built up, not many people have Astrid because she needs a mileage character, unit specific, so that sort of thing. So but with the 3 plus 15 currently, we are seeing a trend. Definitely we will see a trend, more of this trend in the future. The legendaries, they are falling off hard, like extremely hard. Like before this, you probably can like recruit as many legendaries as you want, get them maybe up to plus 0. You don't even have to skill them up. You can have a Velfen plus 0, Marmonair plus 0, and you will do fine. You will be in Crystal League, and maybe you can climb a little bit higher than that depending on how strategic is your formation, like whether you're hardworking enough to set up a good attack and a good defensive formation both at once. But with all the plus 15 updates right now, it's basically like, I wouldn't say the legendaries are obsolete. Alright, so they are not yet obsolete. The Octos are not yet obsolete, but they are going to be in a couple more patch. I can foresee like perhaps 2 to 3 months from now, the Octos, they are going to completely get replaced. So if you are thinking of recruiting an Octo right now, you're thinking, okay, should I use up my ancient coins? Should I recruit Beliaf? Should I recruit Seto? Should I go for Marmonair? I love Marmonair so much, should I go for her? Everyone told me she's good. Don't listen to them, listen to me. Alright, do not recruit anyone right now. Alright, if you go to Reddit, you go to like perhaps in the Discord channel, everyone would say, oh, just recruit Velfen or Marmonair, they are good. I wouldn't say that's the wrong advice, you know, like everyone is speaking from their own perspective, but from my perspective right now, I'm gonna tell you the truth. The legends, the Octos, they are falling off real hard. They are falling off real hard. So the only Octos that might not be affected as much with the plus 15 update currently that I can think of is perhaps Lucious. Alright, so Lucious is not going to get affected, probably not for a long time, but there might be some time where he might actually be replaced. I'm not sure, right? Because currently he's still extremely unique. Death Guard, nothing can replace him, so you don't have to worry about Lucius, you can still use him. But if you are a Seto, Beliaf, Livia, Marmonair, Velfen, Vals, maybe even Asmode user, so you might want to be wary, because there are quite a lot of annoying plus 15 that can screw you up. I'm gonna jump into each of the legendary one by one and why I think that they are no longer as good as they used to be. Keep in mind, this is considering that if the legendary that you have are at lower skill level, below plus 6 perhaps, if you have them at plus 10, maybe they could still compete just fine. There shouldn't be a problem with your plus 10 Velfen or your plus 10 Marmonair, which is, these two are I think most people's favorite. Most people would go for them. But if you have like a plus 3 Marmonair or a plus 3 Velfen, you might want to consider replacing them, like, or just hold on to your legendary skill books, do not do anything. Okay, in case you guys are living under the rock, you're not aware of what's happening in the Brown Dust world, basically next month, the month of August, there will be a rework plus companion update for the 6 devils. Alright, so we're talking about all the 6 devils: Refitia, Angelica, Alec, Hildir, Nartus, and Celia. So all of them will receive a rework. Rework meaning that they will have their skills either buffed or nerfed, but I'm most likely leaning it towards a buff because I don't see why they want to nerf them. And some sort of companion update which will increase their potential to plus 15. So as of now, there's no news yet of how they will do it, how they will implement the system, how do you get their companions, do you buy them with ancient coins, etc, etc. I know there's lots of questions going on. I do not know, I do not have the answer because no one knows. Only the developer, they just give you a hint, basically a preview in the Korean patch that there will be a 6 devils rework and companion update. That's the only news that we got so far. Alright, so stay tuned. I will keep you guys informed when it's out in Korea server. Definitely I will make a video of it, but for now, you want to hold on to as many ancient coins and legendary skill books as possible. Do not spend your legendary skill books, do not spend your ancient coins, because it's just, right now it's just, if you do this with 5 stars, you invest wrongly. Maybe you can easily skill transfer them away, and it's much easier for you to do that with a 5 star. But with legendaries, it's not as easy as you think. Legend skill books, if you guys are not familiar, if you go over right here to this thing right here and you try and transfer like a legendary, for example, you can see you either use the legend transfer scroll, which is like super rare. It's probably the rarest thing in the game. Like, I've only seen it like once or twice. Or you can use diamonds. But even if you are a whale, even if you are extremely rich, you can purchase as many diamonds as you want. You're only limited to 1 skill transfer per month for a legend skill. So it's not something that you just wanna like, oh, I'll just invest in Mamonair first. I don't care. I'm just gonna like, yeah, pour my legend skill books in her, and yeah, later I'll just transfer to her. You can't have that kind of mindset because it doesn't work for legendaries. So something that you want to keep in mind. So right now I'm holding on to as many legend skill books as I can, as you guys can see right here. I was thinking of wanting to skill up my Livia, but like, why rush, right? Why? There's no reason to rush. Just wait for 1 more month. Like, not even 1 month, it's like 2 more weeks from now. We should have some sort of news of how good the 6 devils are going to be, whether they are worth recruiting over the Octos. So if you're new to the game, like, just don't worry about what everyone say. Just don't worry about get Welfen, he's good. Get Seto, he's good. Get Beliaf, she's good. Mamonair is the best tank ever. It's going to help you climb in PvP. Don't listen to those guys, because if you make a wrong investment now, you're going to be stuck with those legendary. You're essentially wasting 1,500 ancient coins, and ancient coins in this game is just not easily attainable, especially if you are new. Like, if you have been playing the game for a while like me, I've been playing the game for almost 1 year right now, so probably you might have a couple of ACs to spare, because every week, every month you get quite a lot from the Novice, regular arena. You get some from the Guild Wars as well. But if you're new, ancient coins, you might think it's a lot, because they give you actually a lot when you clear the campaign up to 40. Like, immediately they just throw 1,000 ancient coins at you. You feel like, oh, it's actually easy to obtain. It's not. Afterwards, after that 1,000 that you get at stage 40, and after you reach max level, you're gonna start struggling if you don't climb properly, which is why you want to invest in a good legendary, right? So now, why is the Octos not good anymore? So currently right now, Livia, she used to be really strong. She can one-shot anything essentially, but with the plus 15 mercenary, Cecilia counters her, Michaela counters her, Barbara counters her. Basically the 3 current plus 15 counters her, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. So if you look at her skills, I'm not gonna lie, in Asia server you probably see plus 10 Livias everywhere. Alright, so Livia is a thing. Here, I'm not sure about the other servers, but right here, Livia is actually, you're gonna see her everywhere. So the problem with Livia is she's strong before this because she's extremely tanky. She can take hits, no problem, because she has this skill, which is able to reduce enemies' stats before getting attacked, and she can basically nullify them, remove their stats enhancement before getting attacked. And also she has masochism, which allows her to reduce incoming damage and basically gives her some healing on top of that. She cannot be silenced, cannot be charmed, etc, immune debuff and stuff, and she one-shots anything because of her ability to deal fixed damage. But her main weakness is the 2 turns. She requires 2 turns. Alright, she's a magician, so she requires 2 turns. So with Cecilia being around almost in every team now, plus 15, you don't really need a plus 15. Cecilia rework is just so good that people even use her at plus 10 to plus 12. She's just so good right there. So Cecilia is able to absorb this insane range, and even if Livia kills Cecilia, so what, right? You need like 2 more rounds to basically charge up, so you'd have to wait until round 4. So basically your Livia is just there, sitting duck, not going to do anything until round 4 again, where you maybe could perhaps kill someone. So I do think that Livia is, she's not in an extremely bad spot right now, but she's not exactly in like the best Octo like she used to be. Like before this, it was really clear that she's clearly like one of the best one that you should invest in, but right now, after the plus 15, she just dies easily. Like before Michaela plus 15, she can easily tank hits, no problem. She can survive till round 2 to be able to execute her attack at least once. But now with Michaela plus 15, she's gonna die because this skill doesn't work on Michaela plus 15 because Michaela's buffs cannot be removed. So this nullifier does not work anymore. So that means she basically loses to Cecilia. She's not good against Michaela, and Barbara kills her, can one-shot her easily because of this skill as well. So Barbara is good for against mercenaries that have reflective counter, and she has this skill right here, so she can easily be one-shotted by a Barbara, no problem. I think I've seen a plus 11 Barbara one-shot Livia plus 10. So yeah, it's gonna happen. Like pretty much all the 3 plus 15 units counters her. Cecilia not as much, not as heavily. Still a pretty good counter if you ask me. Alright, so the next one is Mercenaries. So Mercenaries is also being affected a lot. She has the same skill with Livia, which is this reflective counter right here. So Mercenaries can be one-shotted by a Barbara, no problem. Like is instant death. Like one of the tankiest Octos at plus 10 can easily be destroyed by a plus 13 to plus 15 Barbara. Like I'm not even kidding, Barbara with a decent buff can one-shot a Mercenaries. So she used to be really tanky, even with basically the same reason why Mercenaries is not good is because of Michaela, where she removes applied buffs to the enemy, but because of Michaela's buffs cannot be removed. So that means she has one skill that basically doesn't do anything, which is kind of a bummer. In terms of interaction with Cecilia, if Cecilia is in the front lane, Cecilia is going to be able to absorb the hits from Mercenaries. So yeah, one thing to consider. So Velfern is also not in a good spot because of Cecilia. Velfern deals fixed damage. Cecilia has high HP, insanely high. Alright, Cecilia is able to tank Velfern at plus 10 with 2 assault runes, no problem. Unless there's like lots of graves. If there's almost no graves at all, Cecilia will not die. So it's just Velfern is probably, he might actually be in the worst spot compared to all the other Octos. He's not affected by the Barbara as much because there's no reflective counter skill on Velfern, but Velfern can easily die to someone with Michaela buff right now. The tankiness of Velfern, if you want to go like tank Velfern, it just doesn't work anymore. Anyone with plus 15 Michaela can easily one-shot you. Anastasia with Michaela's buff can one-shot a Velfern easily. So before this, maybe you need like to do it 2 times, 2 to 3 hits, but now it's just One shot. It's literally one shot. Alright, same reason goes for Vals as well. Vals is not able to do anything against Cecilia. She needs to be heavily buffed because Cecilia has the curse counter, so she's definitely weak against that. Seto, weak against Cecilia for sure. And Seto also dies to Barbara easily. Seto is just so squishy. He doesn't really need this skill to die to Barbara, but he's gonna die if he's in the lane. So yeah, same thing right there. Beliaf might be one of the few Octos that might not be affected as much. From what I noticed, she's still a decent investment, I guess, not as hurtful compared to the others, but this is just 3 units that we're talking about right now for the plus 15. And lastly, Asmod. Asmod is not affected at all. I don't think the existence of Cecilia or Barbara or Michaela will affect Asmod as much. So yeah, Asmod is probably the only Octos that's like completely not affected. So yeah, if you are looking to invest in one of the Octos right now, do not do it. Just hold on to your ancient coins for the time being. If you want to, just get the legend skill books every month. You can get 2 and try and stack up as many as you can and wait for the 6 devils rework. Don't regret doing what you're doing right now, just randomly recruiting all the Octos for collection, because if you're a collector, sure, no problem, go ahead and do it. But if you are trying to play the game seriously, you're trying to climb your ranks, you want to live whatever league you're currently on, silver, gold, or maybe like platinum or diamond, you want to climb all the way to crystal at least, you might want to consider what I just said. Okay, so that's basically it for the video. Just a bunch of advice. Feel free to let me know what you guys think of the interaction, and do you guys agree with what I said? Leave it in the comments below. As always, I'm gonna end the video here. Thanks a lot for watching, and if you're new, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.